Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? This is Phil Williams from the Phil Williams Show. Man, barn burner. We got a barn burner today. We are going to do something in our segment, Mr. Tats. Matter of fact, let's get to it. In our Mr. Tats segment today, that is my response to a tweet. We are going to respond to this tweet basically saying, Phil, how do you suggest we take our country back? That's a very, very good question. Well, here is my response to that tweet. Here is my response to that tweet. There's something that happens back in the day. You know, I'm a creative guy, and if anybody knows me, I rap, and I try to bring creativity to our conservatism to get our message in multiple platforms. But something happened back in the day, and I'm sure everybody can relate to this. We used to battle rap, and then what we do is we do our thing and we give the microphone to our opponent, the person that we're rapping and performing against. And then they get this microphone, right? And then they start to doing their thing and they turn, man, they're garbage. But we're at the event, we're watching people's eyes gloss over. We feel like we're about to lose the event. And we're sitting there pulling our hair out because we're trying to be respectful and things like that. And we're pulling our hair out and we're just frustrated because we want to get that microphone back. We want to take it back, and then once we get that microphone back, we never really want to let it go. But what we feel compelled to do is we have to straighten out what we feel they messed up. We got to get the audience back. So we have to, in rapping, we might talk about them and belittle them or something like that. But, we battling, we're going back and forth. But the main thing is we feel like we got to straighten it out now that we got the microphone back. The same thing happens in church, Sister Gertrude gets the microphone and then she goes off on her tangent and the pastor is like signaling the deacon, hey, get that microphone back, and then the pastor will get the microphone back and then he feels that he needs to straighten it out. Happens in board meetings. It happens whenever you have to relinquish the microphone to the other person and you feel compelled to get it back and straighten it out. There has been a real cool little phenomenon that's happened over the last 7 years. There's this movement they called Occupy Wall Street. And then it took a life of its own, and then it's got Occupy Atlanta, Occupy the Dorito bag, Occupy whatever. But there was an admirable quality, an admirable quality of that Occupy movement. What they did is they immobilized, they sent out, they used social media, they networked, and they got people to come and occupy whatever cause that they were trying to promote or trying to bring attention to. They occupied Wall Street. And then they used the American way to get the microphone and do their thing. They occupied places, the banks that was taking people's houses away. They did the same thing, the American way, protest. And they occupied those neighborhoods. They occupied governor's mansions. They occupied whatever. And they got that microphone. Man, you got to give hats off to that. You got to give hats off to them. But here's the catch. Here's the rub. We were sitting back so frustrated, and we wanted to get that mic back. We were seeing them expose the problem of their movement. They got the microphone, and they started talking about economics. And they showed that they didn't have a true understanding of America's economic system. So they was messing it up. And we wanted to get that microphone back and straighten it out. So they showed they had a lack of understanding of the economic system, so no wonder they didn't have an appreciation of America. We wanted to get that mic back. Then they talked about our justice system. You can tell they didn't have an understanding of it. And they were messing it up. So we wanted to get the microphone back. They didn't have an understanding of how our democracy works from the Constitution. You could tell, because when they got on the microphone, they sound like a bad rap. Sound like a bad sermon. Sound like Sister Gertrude. Just sound like they didn't know what they did. So no wonder they didn't have an appreciation for the Constitution. And we were pulling our hair out and our teeth out. And the sad thing is we elected some people that we thought was going to go back to Washington and take the microphone back. But then them guys handcuffed themselves by taking the things that makes America great when it comes to politics. They took them off the table. But then this is what they did that was so brilliant. They made anybody that took the microphone back and tried to straighten out anything that they said, they made them racist. Because in order to straighten it out, you had to talk about the policies of our first black president. So they did this brilliant thing that made it to where if we did try to say something, we were racist and it shut us down. And we ended up just dropping the mic. We were confused like a deer in the headlights and we choked. Like on Eminem and 8 Mile, we choked. We became choke artists as conservatives. Because they made everybody believe all of our straightening out their bad rap, giving America a bad rap, and when we tried to straighten it out, we were racist. Because we were going against the first black president. And then leaders in our party, they tried to say, well, we're not even going to try to rap against them for fear of being called racist. So we gave them blank notebook paper, sheets of paper, and ink pens, and we allowed them to just rap America to death. So today, on the Phil Williams Show, in response to this tweet, how do we take our country back? I'm going to use that same analogy, and I'm going to create a movement today. We're going to take both of those things that's amazing. The Occupy movement and the microphone. And this movement is called Occupy the Mic Movement. We're going to take this microphone back. We're going to occupy this mic. We're not going to let it go. And we're going to do something real cool. I'm going to go into my occupy my mic mode. Since I'm a rapper, I'm going to do something real interesting. I'm going to occupy this mic. Yes, I'm going to occupy this mic. And I'm going to straighten out America. I'm not going to let this mic go. We got to immobilize like the Occupy movement. We got to immobilize and we got to come together and we're going to take this microphone back. And we're going to spit out conservative morals and values and principles. And we're going to straighten out this bad rap that they have given us for the last 7 years. We're not going to be afraid. We might have to say some things and talk about them like in a battle rap, but we're going to take the mic back. We're going to occupy this mic. And we're going to come out with our lyrics, with our morals and values. And then whenever they try to come and take this mic, we're going to look them in their face and we're going to say, go on with that. You've had the mic for 7 years. You done had your chance. We've been sitting here frustrated, wanting to take this microphone back from you, but you handcuffed us with racism. We ain't racist. We're not going to go for it. And so you could go on with that. Want to call me Uncle Tom? Go on with that. Man, check this out. trying to get me to do what you Democrats do. Sending our spending through the roof, man, go on with that. Trying to get me to go where you liberals go. Against America's flow, man, go on with that. Trying to get me to be what you progressives be. The Constitution is for me, so go on with that. Taking the steps forward to take the microphone back. Shut down your teleprompter and go on with that. It's the Phil Williams Show. And we're taking the mic back and occupying it. And shutting down all teleprompters. Be back after the break.